When I was about a week out, Steven's like, what can I do to help? Do we need to get a jury consultant? Do we need to do a mock trial? What do we need to do?
Right.
And
Which
I
is
said,
all
I need
things
Brian.
I've been through before.
I said, I need Brian. Come here with your computer and help me pick this jury, because in real time, there is nobody better than Wonder Boy about getting social media footprints like
He's
in real
so
time.
Good.
It's frightening what people put out there about themselves. Your case was 2013, and he was able to do that. In 2026, could you imagine what he can find on people?
He found a couple little nuggets that we strategically used in picking our jury that ended up making a difference in the outcome.
And that strategy was novel at the time. That was a brand new technique that was not being used.
True.
That was one of the first times that has ever been, really effectively used in picking trials.
So interestingly, the guy who we really selected the jury with, his name was Harvey Moore, and he's the guy that helped Bubba win the criminal trial.
Yep.
And we mock tried the case three times.
And he's got a really elaborate mock trial setup.
Oh my God, he was state of the art. He had rooms, jury rooms, and you could mic'd up and listened up, and you could
remember
see
as you're watching, if you liked what you were hearing, you'd hit the green button.
Right.
And if you didn't like what you were hearing, you'd hit the red button, and then the attorneys would sync up that red and green like dislike and then run it over the testimony, and they would see what they when a guy's when the person is being asked questions. Oh my God, they love this, but they hated that.
Right, the real-time focus group.
So then you as an attorney, they'd watch the video and see how the jury was liking their questions and my testimony, and then when it would dip into the red, they just cut it out. They're like, we're not going to ask that.
Well, and that's how we made the decision to have you testify, which never, ever happens, Seth. Have you ever heard of a criminal defendant getting on the witness stand and testifying and being subject to cross-examination?
You keep them off the stand, right?
Yeah, 100%, always.
If you keep them off the stand, then the defense can't bury him.
They can't do what we call impeachment. They get him to say yes when they should have said no, and then they're like, look, he can't be believed.
So that's why OJ,
he can't be trusted.
And that's why all these people, Casey
100%.
Anthony, that's why none of them take the stand.
And Bubba was facing literally criminal, toothbrush in the pocket. He's going to jail if he loses. And in this particular case, the way that we were able to figure out what we needed to do with Harvey Moore's help was Bubba needed to testify. They said there's a Wizard of Oz feeling. He's the guy behind the curtain, because it was always, Bubba this and Bubba that, and it's behind the curtain.
And here I am sitting there, and they're looking at me.
And exactly.
So, and the jury was like throwing indicators back. Well, since he's here, why is everybody talking for him? Why doesn't he just get up there and say it? So they put me on there. They tried the thing 2 times without me being on the stand, and we lost.
Yep.
They put me on the stand, and we won by like 90-10.
Yep.
Like a 90 percentile. So then they knew I had to be on the stand. So then they put me back on the stand and then refined the questions and we kind of just honed it in into what the jury really liked.
We had notebooks with color photographs of everyone's social media footprint. Are they religious? Are they not religious? What do they like? What do they dislike? What are their hobbies? What do they do for a living? Do they have any bias against First Amendment issues? I mean, it was incredible. And you remember, we're flipping through these notebooks, and Harvey Moore's on a piece of paper that's got to be in 6 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper taped together. It looked like, one of those things on the wall of a murder with all the lines going around. It was illegible.
So we get the jury. Brian starts doing backgrounds on the jury and finds out that one of the women works at whoever distribuutes Desante water.
I think it was Coca-Cola at the time.
Coca-Cola. She's a major, like an accountant or something at Coca-Cola. Well, we're bringing in Zephyr Hills waters because that's just the waters we're bringing in. We're getting ready to go out in court. And
we've picked our jury.
Brian gets his backpack out and goes, no. Give me all your Zephyr Hill waters and take these Desantes. We're like, why? He goes, because one of the jurors works for Coca-Cola and it's a Coca-Cola product, and it's going to look better for you to be drinking the Desante water over the Nestle / Zephyr Hills
it's
water.
True, though.
And hold on, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Well, then, and the only thing I'll say that you're misremembering is you're the one who made that detail. When you give facts to you're the most incredible trial partner ever, and so you looked at that notebook too, and you're the one who saw that it was Coca-Cola, and you're the one who did the water because I thought it was. I said, what? And you're like, Coca-Cola, Dasani owns Coca-Cola owns Dasani, and
I knew
it's
it
literally
was one of
that
us.
was your deal.
Yeah.
So,
That
but yeah,
and,
Brian was incredible, and thank you, Brian, for saying yes always. I appreciate you, buddy.
So he